In this lecture, I'd like to talk about two aspects of pricing, revenue management and promotional pricing. Some of the main ideas here. First idea, setting a price with an unknown demand can be difficult and really requires balancing the costs of underpricing and the costs of overpricing. If the costs of underpricing are smaller on average than the costs of overpricing, then you should underprice on average and vice versa. With promotional expenditures, the key idea to pay attention to is that if the promotional expenditures make demand more elastic, as measured by, say, price elasticity of demand, then you should reduce the price when you promote the product and vice versa. Products such as cruise ships, hotels, stadiums, commercial parking lots all have similar characteristics. The cost of building capacity is mostly fixed or mostly sunk, and these businesses all face capacity constraints. The first decision for these firms is how much capacity to build. Because this is an extent decision, marginal analysis can be used. And they should keep adding capacity to the original plan until the long-run marginal revenue equals the long-run marginal cost. It can't be overstated how important this step of the calculation is for the long-term profitability of the enterprise. They've got to get this right, and on average, hopefully, will find the right level of capacity so that in the long run, marginal revenue and marginal costs balance and that they are sustainable or profitable over the long run. That being said, once capacity is built and firms are making pricing decisions, they can ignore the fixed or the sunk costs that were acquired when creating the building capacity that they have. The relevant costs then in the short run are short-run marginal revenue and short-run marginal cost. If marginal revenue exceeds the marginal cost at capacity, then they should price to fill the available capacity, because the capacity is fixed and the firm can't sell more than that by reducing the price. When demand is difficult to predict, pricing to fill capacity is also a difficult task. And so to maximize the expected or average profits, the firm has to balance the cost of overpricing, which is the lost profit on unsold capacity, against the cost of underpricing, which is lower margins on a full-to-capacity stadium, airplane, or venue. The optimal price minimizes the expected cost of these two mistakes. In general, if the lost cost or the lost profit from overpricing in the form of unused capacity is bigger than the lost profit from underpricing in the form of lower margins, then the firm should price lower than necessary in order to fill capacity, and vice versa. Promotional spending affects demand in a number of different ways. So here we're considering two of the 4 P's of marketing: pricing and promotion. Promotional spending, price-related promotions like coupons, end-of-the-aisle displays, etc., tend to make demand more elastic. And if a promotion makes demand more elastic, then it makes sense to reduce the price concurrent with the promotion. We can think about that in the framework of a simple pricing relationship where the actual margin is set equal to the optimal margin. And in a simple pricing framework, that optimal margin is simply 1 over E, 1 over the elasticity. If E is changing as a result of a promotion, then the promotional price needs to hit that moving target and incorporate the information or knowledge about what the demand elasticity will look like after the promotion or during the promotion. Product-related promotions, such as quality advertising, celebrity endorsements, etc., actually tend to make demand less elastic. So if promotions make demand less elastic, then it makes sense to actually raise the price concurrently, because less elastic demand, or a smaller E, actually means or implies a higher optimal profit margin. One caveat to bear in mind is that prices can affect customers' perception of quality. So higher prices equals higher quality in the mind of many consumers. I want to thank you for listening to this lecture on revenue management and promotional pricing.